let me explain about the data warehouse on my way. Okay. So far we have something like DBMS by adding new features, RDBMS by adding new features, ORDBMS. What is that? What is that basically? Yeah.
Database for collecting data and make the relations between tables.
Okay, DBMS, RDBMS, ORDBMS. Basically, all these are strategies to maintain data on top of a database, right? If you want to store some data in any of the databases like Oracle, DB2, Teradata, NetDesire, SQL Server, whatnot. Okay, if you want to maintain some data in a database, we need to follow any of these methodologies as per our requirement. All these are strategies to store data in a database. In the same way, data warehouse, this is also nothing but a strategy on top of, this is also a strategy to store the data in a database. We can implement data warehouse on top of any database theoretically, no problem. But some practical problems are there, I'll let you know that later. Okay, I'm saying this is also a strategy. Okay, then how these two differs? Let me explain. Say for example, in a company, one employee table, one record, employee code 101, and his name A. He is working for US region, paying the salary as 10,000. Assume this is a record in the employee table. After some time, after some years, shifted him into UK branch and salary increased by 5,000. Then what is the SQL statement we're gonna issue here?
Well, that will be called as, where select the employee with the ID, where that ID is equal to so and so, or you can always say that, where the geographic location equals to UK, and then check for that one.
No, the thing is, this is the existing record in the employee table. We shifted him into our UK and salary increased by 5,000. That needs to be reflected in the database. So what is the SQL statement we are going to issue here, or how this record is going to change?
With the update statement?
Yep, usually we do the updation. So this US will become as UK and salary will be increased by 5,000, 15,000. Right? Like these updations are there in these methodologies. Whereas in data warehouse, don't update the existing record, keep the record as it is, and insert one more record with the updated information. Employee number 101, his name A, and now he is working for UK, salary increased by 15,000. Okay, and later on shifted him into, say for example, Australia branch, now paying 20,000, and then again shifted him into some Japan, and now we are paying 25,000 for him. We are not updating anything, we are not deleting anything in data warehouse. Keep on maintaining the information. What we are doing here orally, we are maintaining the history of this employee. Okay. Now, what is the use if I maintain history? If I want to do some analysis like how much I am spending more on his salary, I can say like initially paid 10,000, now we are paying 25,000, means we are spending 15,000 more on his salary, like that I can say, right? As you told, if we update the records at the last, this is only the record which is going to be there in our database. So if I want to do analysis, it is not possible. That is the reason in data warehouse we maintain all the records, we maintain all the history. Of course, that is again depends on your data warehouse policy. In some data warehouse, as per my requirement, I want to maintain up to 5 years only, I want to maintain up to 10 years only, like that. Overall, what we are doing here is we are maintaining the history of the employee. So the main concept of data warehouse is maintaining history for analysis. Analysis is the main need here. Okay. Got it?
Yes.
Okay, you may ask where is the primary key here then in this table? Primary key violated. But we use surrogate ID as a primary key. That is different story. I did not want to dig more into that. Okay, basically the main thing about the data warehouse is maintaining history like this for analysis. Okay, here we are not updating anything, we are not deleting anything, so the database size, it grows rapidly. After 2 years, after 5 years, it may contain terabytes or sometimes petabytes of data also. That is the reason usually data warehouse contains a bulk data. So theoretically we can implement data warehouse in any databases, but the preferred thing is you need to use the database which is having bulk data processing capabilities and multi-threading. Like nowadays we are preferring it is a Teradata, Oracle kind of databases for data warehouse, because they can read the data quickly from the bulk data. Even though you have bulk data, the fetching will be fast. Okay. Any questions here?
No.
Okay. Now let us see overview of data warehouse. Overview. Okay, broad view of data warehouse. Take any company like Johnson & Johnson, say for example, they have multiple departments like R&D, sales, and public relations. For R&D, they're using Oracle as database. For sales, they're using MS SQL Server. For public relations, they are using MySQL. They are using heterogeneous databases throughout their organization. They are not using the same one. Yeah, why? Why like that? That is again depends on their requirement and licensing. Okay. For R&D, they need to maintain bulk data and high security needs to be there. High security because the result of the R&D, it is not supposed to be leaked. They need to maintain high security here, and they are maintaining not only the successful R&Ds, they are maintaining the failed R&Ds also in their database because those are learned lessons. So bulk data support should be there. High security bulk data. When compared to other products, Oracle can give you the type of environment in a better manner. That is why they are using Oracle here, even though that is costly. For sales, security issues somewhat less and the data volume somewhat less. Here MS SQL Server, this is enough for their needs and somewhat cheaper than Oracle. For public relations, here this department, it contains a generic information like customer address, distributor address kind of thing. So data volume is less and not that much security needed here. That is why they are using open source MySQL. Assume they are using like that. I'm not too sure whether they are using the same or not. Okay, or only multiple databases are there. These individual databases, these are called as ODS, operational data source. Operational data source. All of them together called as operational source system. Okay, now the total thing is source for the data warehouse. And now extract the data from the source system and put that into a temporary database called staging database. A temporary database called staging database. And here apply transformations on top of the data whatever you extracted from the source system. Transformations. Here the count is different from the product what you're using. We have different transformations like cleansing, tuning, lookup, aggregator, filter, like that. Many transformations are there. That is depends on the product what we are using for this process. First of all, what is a transformation? Okay, let me explain that. Say for example, in a bank account number on a particular day, say November 1st, 2015, his opening balance is this much, and multiple transactions are there on the same day in the same account. November 1st, 2015, multiple transactions are there. Okay, as a bank manager, for my analysis, data warehouse, that is meant for analysis, right? As a bank manager, for my analysis, all these records not required. Not required. I want to maintain total deposits and total withdrawals. This is enough for my analysis need. So if I want to get total deposits and total withdrawals, here I need to perform some calculations like summation of all withdrawals or summation of all deposits. This type of activity is called as transformations. This is a very basic example for transformation. Orally transformation is getting the required information from the existing information. Okay. getting the required information which is useful for analysis from the existing information. Okay, clear? Any questions here?
No.
Akansha,
No.
are we good?
Yeah.
Okay. Now, after applying transformations, load the data into data warehouse. How we are maintaining the records here? Is account number 101, January 1st, 2015. How much total deposits and how much total withdrawals? That's it. Don't update the record or don't delete the record. For January 2nd, insert one more record. January 2nd, account number 101, total deposits, total withdrawals. January 3rd, keep on insert. Like that, we are maintaining history here in the data warehouse. Okay, we are maintaining history. This process, extraction, transformations, and load, this process is called as ETL process. For ETL, we have different tools are there: Informatica, Data Stage, Data Manager, of course, many other tools also there. Okay, by using the ETL process, by using the ETL tools, we are loading the history into data warehouse. Okay, as we discussing the data warehouse, that is main concept of data warehouse is analysis. Okay, we are loading the history into this. Assume we are maintaining 5 years history. Okay, and as we know, history is there. One day, a sales manager asked me to do some analysis on his sales staff. Yeah, if I say, once the tables are fully loaded, we are maintaining 5 years history there. So I am granting you access on the table. So do your own analysis. If I say like that to the sales manager, what happens?
He'll kick us out. He wants
That,
the report.
that will be our last working day in that company. Why? Because tables are there, but data is there, but he is not able to fetch the data from the database. He is a sales manager. He don't know how to write SQL commands, or he don't know any technical things. Because he's a sales manager. If you ask you like company policies, consumer trends, otherwise government policies, the gross profit, net profit, if you talk like that, he can explain you on fingertips. But he don't know how to get the data from the database. Because that is not his area. Instead of doing like that, if I prepare some charts or pivots kind of thing by showing these are the top 10 products which are moving very well in Asia Pacific. These are the least 5 products which are not at all moving in Europe. Otherwise, these are the employees who are performing very well, and these are the employees who are getting more revenues year on year. Like that, if I prepare some trends kind of thing, the charts kind of thing, and if I present those things to the manager, by seeing the charts, by seeing the trends itself, we can get exact idea what is going there in the business, right?
Mm-hmm.
For that, in data warehouse, we have one more area, that is reporting area. By using this ETL, we are loading history into data warehouse. The data already presented in the data warehouse. The data already there in the data warehouse. From the tables, we are going to select the data, we are going to retrieve the data, and we're going to prepare some reports. For that, we have one more area, that is reporting area in data warehouse. Okay, for reporting also, many tools are there like Cognos Business Intelligence, Business Objects, ClickView, SSRS, Pentaho, like that. Many other tools are there. At least I can say a dozen of tools are there. Some of them are commercial and some of them are open source. Okay, at least a dozen of tools are there. But here, this Cognos BI, this is from IBM, a commercial version. And I can say this Cognos BI, it is having at least 30 to 35% market share in the BI industry, in the reporting industry. That much widely used tool this is. And so far IBM sold 40,000 licenses on this. That much widely used tool this Cognos BI is, and we're gonna learn this Cognos BI. Orally, the Cognos BI, this is a reporting tool. From Cognos perspective, we are not going to write back anything to the data warehouse. Data already presented there. We are going to fetch the data by using select queries, and we're going to prepare some reports by using the Cognos BI. Any questions here?
Well, you said Cognos is the second largest reporting tool, right? What about the BO? Is BO standing in the first line or is it in the...
No, prior to, BO, it was acquired by SAP. Prior to that, Cognos and BO, these two are having tug of war. But
Right.
nowadays what happened is this BO, it is tightly, people are using for SAP projects only. For non-SAP uses of BO, it came down.
Okay.
Okay, and now this is about Cognos BI. This is a reporting tool. Before going into this Cognos BI, here we need to know something about the terminology like OLTP, OLAP. OLTP, online transactional processing. OLAP, online analytical processing. Data warehouse, it is OLAP. And this is a traditional system, OLTP. Then what is the difference between these two, OLTP versus OLAP? Okay, this is the name itself says, transactional processing. Each and every transaction will be recorded here in this OLTP. Say for example, take an example, bank. If you go bank, if you deposit something, if you withdraw something, if you do ATM transactions, POS transactions, online transactions, whatever it may be, everything will be recorded here in these systems, in the OLTP transactional processing system. Whereas OLAP, we are not maintaining all the transactions. We are maintaining the information which is useful for our analysis. Say, for example, here, all the transactions recorded here. This is OLTP. In OLAP, we are not maintaining all the transactions. We are maintaining the information which is useful for the analysis. I can say we are maintaining consolidated information in OLAP. OLTP, this is basically to run the business. If I want to run my bank, I need to maintain all these transactions, right? OLTP, this is to run the business, whereas OLAP, it is useful to do analysis on the running business, like so and so scheme A, car loans, profitable, encourage this. So and so scheme B, what to say, housing loans, not that much, profitable, don't encourage that. Like that, to take the decisions on the running business, we have OLAP. Okay, and OLTP, this is for, what to say, the number of hits for this server is too high. Just think about Bank of America or State Bank of India. We know how many customers there and how many transactions are going there daily. So all these transactions will hit on the same server, OLTP server. So very loaded, heavily loaded, and number of hits per second also high. That is why OLTP databases, these are normalized databases. What is normalization? Any idea? Especially normalization is a process. Yeah, we have 1NF, 2NF, 3NF, BCNF, like that, right? Okay, as per the definition, normalization is a process which increases the database server performance by reducing the redundancy, right? Here, this database server hits for this server is too high, so it needs to work as fast as possible. That is why OLTP systems, these are normalized systems. Whereas OLAP, denormalized. Why? Because as we are talking, if we apply normalization here, it won't allow redundancy. But without redundancy, it is not possible to maintain the history. Main concept of data warehouse is maintaining history. That is why OLAP systems, these are denormalized systems. Then what is about the performance? Yeah, performance goes down. That too. Number of users are very less for this OLAP. As a bank manager, me only the user for this data warehouse. I am not going to allow my customers to do analysis on my bank, right? So I am only the user for this system, or my superiors like zonal managers, regional managers, like that. Number of users are very less for this. Okay. OLTP, it follows relational model, like as we know, table A join with B join with C, like that. Whereas OLAP, it follows multidimensional model. This is not like some bugs are there in relational model. That is why we are using multi-dimensional model here. No, not like that. Relational model, that is very robust robust technology, no doubt in that. But then why we are using a multi-dimensional model here? That is, as you are saying, this is denormalized, performance goes down, right? To get better performance even in denormal form, we have something like multidimensional modeling that we will discuss later. And how in our tool we're gonna create multidimensional modeling. At the time, I'll explain you what exactly we are going to get by using the multidimensional modeling in data warehouse. Okay, any questions so far? Are we good?
Yep, we are good.
Akanksha?
Yes, yes.
Okay. Leave all this stuff. Leave all this stuff, but because all these not fall under Cognos. Now let us talk about this Cognos BI. Usually, if I say Cognos BI, usually people says this is a data warehousing tool. No, Cognos is not only a data warehouse tool. Cognos is basically a reporting tool. To prepare reports, you need to have some source data, right? The data you can get from data warehouse, or you can get from the OLTP systems, or you can get data from Excel sheets, or you can get data from flat files. Okay, the thing is we need to have some source data to prepare reports. If you get from here, you can get history. If you get from here, you can get transactional data, not the history. Okay, like that orally, Cognos BI. This is basically a reporting tool. Okay, now let us say into Cognos. The same tool, in some aspect we call this as querying tool, and sometimes we say this as reporting tool, and sometimes we say business intelligence tool, and we say this as a decision support system. These many names for the same tool. I mean, depends on the usage. Because sometimes we call this as querying tool. Why we are saying this is as a querying tool? Okay. The thing is, the tool, the Cognos tool, it prepares the queries on its own. It is capable enough to write the SQL. No need to write anything like select star from. So, select star from. No, not required. The tool itself will produce the SQL. In worst cases, the SQL prepared by Cognos is not meeting my expectation. I want to edit that. Yes, we can edit. Or one more situation, I did not want to allow Cognos to write SQL. I can write the SQL myself. Yes, we can write ourselves. Okay, by default it prepares. If you want, you can edit it, or if you want, you can write your own SQL. Okay, and one beautifulness of Cognos in this querying area is you can join the heterogeneous databases into same query. I think all of you, both of you knows about Oracle sample tables, employee and department, right? Hari
Right.
and
Yeah.
Akanksha. Assume Oracle employee table is there in Oracle, department table that is there in SQL Server. If I ask you to write a join between them, is it possible?
Yeah, it is.
How?
You can actually provide the database name and the data source, create a data source for the SQL Server.
From the tool you are saying.
Yeah.
From the tool it is possible. Otherwise, directly it is not possible, right?
Yeah, directly it is not possible.
Even if the other table that is there in same Oracle database, if it is in another instance, say EMP is there in Oracle database called A, DEPT is there in Oracle database itself called B, another instance, then by using DB links we can write the SQL.
That's correct. Yeah.
But if the database type is differs, it is not possible to write SQL, but by using this tool we can create single query. I mean, we can join those two heterogeneous databases into single query.
Yeah.
Of course, the execution, forget about it, the tool, it can manage that. Okay, and the reporting tool. We call the same tool sometimes as reporting tool. Why? Because by using the Cognos tool, we're gonna produce, we're gonna prepare reports for business. Okay, what is a report first of all? Hari, I think you already know that. Bear with me. Akanksha?
Yeah, sure.
Any idea about reporting?
Um,
Let me explain. Okay, say for example, in a company, a sales manager is there. He wants to know about his sales staff performance. How much revenue generated by them in June month? How much in July? Otherwise August. Okay, August, September. Whether their performance is increasing or not, he wants to check that. He asked us to prepare a report. I am preparing a report. Say staff revenue in August, revenue in September. Okay, I'm preparing a report like staff name A. Assume he sold 2 lakh worth of goods in August, and here 2 lakh 20,000 worth of goods he sold, and one more zero now. Okay, and the difference, his performance increased by 20,000. Okay, and one more staff B. Assume he also sold 2 lakh worth of goods only in August month, and here 1 lakh 80,000. His performance degraded by 20,000. Okay, and take one more employee C. Assume 2 lakhs only here, and here 2 lakh 50,000. His performance increased by 50,000. Okay, this is a report created by us. Of course, how to create this report, I'll explain in the tool itself. Just I am showing you what is the report and how it will be useful for business. I am showing you that here by using the Excel. Okay, this type of report prepared. Submit the report to the manager who requested you. Now, the manager, he started analyzing this. Staff A, his performance increased by 20,000. Okay, well and good. Staff B, his performance degraded. What to do with him? Provide some training to him, or try to motivate him, otherwise terminate him. Like that, the managers, they are taking their own decisions depending on this type of reports. Okay, staff C, he's top among all his employees, so give him some cash incentive. A, his performance increased but not that much, so don't give him any cash incentive, just send him an appreciation mail. Like that, the managers take their own decisions depending on this type of reports. Okay, here the manager needs to focus more on the negative performed candidate. Why? Because of these candidates, we are losing our business, and this is an advantage to competitors. So they need to focus more on the negative performed employees. I'll give you some rough example. Assume we are working for Colgate company. Okay, and this B, getting me? Okay, I'll give you some rough example. Say for example, we are working for Colgate company, and this B responsibility is he needs to distribute our Colgate paste in all the, to all the outlets in a particular geographical area. He's not distributing properly. He's not supplying our product for all the outlets properly. That is why his performance is degrading. Okay, we have one customer who is using our Colgate paste from past 10-15 years. Why he is continuing with us for that much long time? He like some quality, some taste, some flavor in our Colgate paste. That's why he's continuing for the he's continuing for the long time. Okay, one fine day the customer paste or he is using the tube exhausted. He wants to buy a new paste, and he went to an outlet and he asked for Colgate paste. Because of this B, he is not distributing properly. So in that outlet, that paste is not available. But using paste, there is a daily need. So because of non-availability of our Colgate paste, the customer bought some other paste like Pepsodent. He started using that. He may like something there. If he likes something there, he never come back to our Colgate again. He'll continue to the close-up only. All these things are happening because of this B only. So the manager needs to focus more on the negative performed employees. Assume not only these three, we have some 200 records like this. Out of them, some second record, some 55th record, some 105 record are having negative numbers. The manager needs to check where the negative numbers are. Instead of doing like that, if I highlight all the negative performed employees like this, by seeing this itself, he can understand whose performance degraded, and he can take actions accordingly, right? Okay, this is one example for a report. In the Cognos tool, we call this as a list layout. Okay, and I'll give you one more example for a report. Assume in a company, a salesman, otherwise a procurement manager is there. He wants to buy 100 computer systems for a project. This is not the first time. They already bought multiple times. They are maintaining their dealers and their qualities in their database. Qualities means how they are charging and how about the service and how fast they are able to deliver the systems like that. Now he requests us to create a report. I am preparing a report like dealer X, dealer Y, dealer Z. Qualities means price, service, and duration. Here I gonna give ranks out of 5. One this is best and 5 worst. I'm giving ranks here 1, 3, 5. Let us give everything average for, of course, based on the data whatever there in the database. These ranks will be prepared automatically. Okay, now this type of report prepared and submit the manager. Now the manager is started analyzing this. Dealer X, price 1 means best price, okay, and service average, duration 5 means worst, means he's charging much. Of course, this is not like double triple kind of thing. He's charging something than other, something high than others. Okay, Y, here everything average. Z, 5, price 5 means, oh sorry, let me repeat all. Okay, dealer X, price 1 means best, service average, duration 5 means worst duration, means he'll take a 1 week 10 days kind of delay here, okay, not like months. Y, everything average. Z, price 5 means high price, worst price means not like double triple, he's charging something high than others. Service average, duration 1 means best, he can deliver the systems immediately. Okay, now what the manager situation is, he needs to start the project immediately. In that case, he wants to buy 100 systems for that project. Then to whom he is going to place the order? Z only. Why? Because best duration, right? Of course, price, this is not like double triple, and this is not the important thing. Now he needs to start the project immediately, so he'll go for Z. Okay, one more situation. Till now the project is in discussion stage, not yet finalized, not yet confirmed. For that project, he wants to buy 100 systems. Then to whom he is going to put the order?
We'll go for X.
Why?
X,
Yeah.
because he looks for best price. Duration 5 means this is not like months, something then high than others, like 1 week 10 days. But till now the project, it is in discussion stage itself, so some time gap is there, so he'll go for X. Like that, based on this type of reports, I mean, before taking decisions, they need to depend on this type of reports. If he needs to start the project immediately without considering this report, if he place the order to X, what happens? Duration worst, project will be delayed. Okay, this type of report is called as a crosstab report in Cognos tool. In Cognos crosstab. In general, Excel, we call these kind of things are pivot tables, right? Okay. Now we are preparing this type of reports by using the Cognos tool. So we are saying this as a reporting tool. And business intelligence tool, the managers, they are able to analyze what is going there in their business. This is one example. This is one example for business intelligence. And decision support system, this is one example for that. Okay. Okay, now in Cognos we have different versions are there. The earliest version, EP7. I'm not too sure whether is there any prior versions to this or not. Okay, EP6, I know that. EP6, I'm not too sure whether is there any prior versions to this or not. And of course, this is almost 12-13 years back version, leave it. EP6 Enterprise 6 actually. The given name is Enterprise 6 and people say this as EP6 or Series 6, Cognos 6, like that. And then the same EP7 series Okay, 7.1, 7.2, 7.3 like that versions are there. And then the released Cognos ReportNet. Here Cognos ReportNet 1.1, 1.2, 1.3. Okay, and then the released Cognos 8 series. Here 8.1, 8.2, 8.3, 8.4, and then the released Cognos 10 series, and here 10.1, 10.2, and they started subversions 10.2.1, okay, and 10.2.2. This is the latest version released a couple of months back, but in many of the companies, this not came into the production. Of course, from this 8.4 onwards, you cannot find much differences between these versions. Almost all are the same. They are adding a tool additionally. They are removing the existing. They are renaming like that. These are not major versions. IBM, when Cognos 10 released, IBM itself announced like this Cognos 10. It is not a major release. It is just upgradation of 8.4. Like the IBM itself, they announced.
Mm-hmm. When was the
Yeah.
Cognos 10 released, sir?
Cognos 10 almost I can say 3 years before, 3.5 years before I can say.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and we are going to learn the Cognos on this 10.2.1 because 10.2.2 till now not in market completely. So we need to have the software for that. I'll teach you on 10.2.1, but I know I have seen 10.2.2, but as I told, no major differences.
Okay.
Okay, and now let us see what are the different tools available in Cognos. Of course, this is one of the report taken from the Cognos itself, and the native performed employees highlighted like this, and then different tools in Cognos, Cognos BI. It is having different tools in it. Some of them are web-based applications and Windows-based applications. First of all, what is web-based and what is Windows-based?
Web-based is something which is accessible through internet from any computer anywhere, and
Yes.
Windows-based is something it's a client-based. You need to have the system with you, otherwise you cannot access those reporting tools.
Exactly. Let me refine it. Okay, web-based means the server configured at somewhere on some machine. Okay, you can access the server from anywhere in the world, like Google, Gmail. Windows-based means you need to install a software in your machine, and with the installed software, you need to work on. That is Windows-based. Okay. Now, web-based means no need to have any software in your machine. Just Internet Explorer or any browser. That is enough. Okay. Web-based applications, the first one is Cognos connection. This is an entry point kind of thing for all the remaining web-based applications. Cognos Connections portal, first of all, if you want to access any of the web-based applications of Cognos, you need to connect to this Cognos Connection portal first of all, and then from there onwards you can find the links for these remaining reporting applications. All these studios, Query Studio, Repo Studio, Analysis Studio, Event Studio, all these are reporting applications only. Then you may ask, for reporting, why these many tools? As a developer, we are going to work with this Repo Studio only. Okay, this is the professional report authoring tool provided by IBM.
Right.
Okay, and this Query Studio, Analysis Studio, these two are not meant for the developers. These two are for end users to create their own ad hoc reports. Then you may ask, already our team is there as developer, then developers team, then why end users they want to create their own reports? Okay.
Those are ad hoc reports, yeah.
Ad hoc reports. Why they want to create ad hoc? Why? Because usually if we need to develop the report as a developer, what happens is, first of all, users they need to raise their requirement. And as a developer team, we need to understand what exactly they are asking. Of course, this is not only for Cognos, for all the IT, it will be common. Okay, we need to get 100% clarity what they're asking. If we have any doubts, so schedule a meeting with them and discuss with them. Orally, the thing is, we need to finalize the requirement. and then prepare design documents, submit for review. Once the review done, if any review comments are there, you need to update the document again. If everything is okay, then only you need to develop in the tool. Once the development done, before saying I am done with the development, you need to test that unit test. Once you are done with the unit test, then you need to move that to the QA, testing team. They'll play with that. If any bugs are there, we need to fix again. If everything is okay, then only the report it goes to end user. To complete the total process, a small report, at least it will take 2 to 3 days. It doesn't mean that the development is difficult. Development is easy only, but the thing is, we need to follow the life cycle. This is common across all the IT, not only in Cognos. But for the end user, the requirement is not that much great requirement. By using simple drag and drops, he wants to create their own reports. For that, we have these two studios, Query Studio and Analysis Studio. Okay, Repo Studio, this is for developers. We won't grant access for the Repo Studio for end users. But because if someone want to work with this Repo Studio, they need to have some expertise. But end users, they don't know how to work with Repo Studio, so we won't grant access for Repo Studio. And you see, Event Studio, this is a event monitoring kind of thing. Say, for example, each month end, if any of my salespersons are crossing 5 lakhs revenue generation, I want to send an appreciation mail automatically. For that, we have this Event Studio. Of course, usage is very, very less. Okay.
Question, Ajay. When you are talking about Analysis Studio, does the Cognos utilize the Microsoft Excel's Microsoft Analysis Services?
No.
The Analysis
Cognos
Studio?
is having its own transformer, and Cognos it is having its own cube creation, and Cognos it is having its own DMR kind of modeling.
Okay.
For those, we can use this Analysis Studio.
So, how come the pivot tables and those things, they are, we can create those, using Cognos?
See, I'll show you now itself. That Analysis Studio, especially as you're asking, this is the version 10.2.1. So for Analysis Studio, analyze my business. You are seeing the cube icon, right?
Right.
So we need to have some cube-based package. Don't worry, don't confuse Akanksha. Just see, it gives you a pivot table by default. A small tool with 10 minutes training or a half an hour training, anyone can work on these. See, I'm taking products here, I'm taking years here, and I'm taking some measure. Like that, play with this. That is Analysis Studio. You drill down quarters here, and like this. If you put some retailer, let me take otherwise sales territory. I'm taking territory here. See, Americas. If I click here, it shows you all the countries what are there in Americas region. If you click United States, it shows you all the cities where we are. A simple tool. No worries. Okay, no worries. We'll cover all this stuff. Okay, and yep. If you know Repo Studio, then particularly no need to learn this Query Studio and Analysis Studio. Well, because I can say, if we say this Repo Studio as a superset, I can say Query and Analysis Studios, these are subsets kind of thing for Repo Studio. Okay. Small tools. Okay. And what I'm saying is, all these tools are capable enough to write SQL.
Okay.
But the thing is, without knowing about the database, how to write SQL? See, Hari and Akanksha, you know about Oracle sample, table, sample, and department. Forget about that. You don't know anything about those tables. If I ask you to write a join between them, is it possible with you? Even you are very good at query writing, is it possible with you without knowing the tables?
No, it's not.
No, not possible. Then, for these tools also, these are capable enough to write SQL. But these tools need to know about the tables. Without knowing anything about the tables, it is not possible to write SQL. For that, here we have a Windows-based application framework manager. Basically, this is a metadata modeling tool. What we do is we import metadata into the framework manager and we apply the join conditions between them. And is there any predefined calculations? Is there any predefined filters, and what is the security mechanisms we need to follow like that? We have many other options also there. All these called together called as metadata modeling. Once we are done with the modeling, we need to create package and publish the package to server, Cognos server. Okay, and for all these reporting applications, we need to use the published package as source. Now, in form of the published package, these tools knows about our tables. From there onwards, these tools can write SQL automatically. Let me give some rough example. Assume you as these reporting applications and me as framework manager. What I'm doing in this framework manager is I'm writing everything about the employee table, department table on a paper. Like employee table, it is having employee number, employee name, manager, blah blah blah. Department table, it is having department number, location. If you want to join these to use department number, this is the common column between them. I am writing everything on a paper. Assume the paper is a package. If I give you the paper, if I give you the package, if you look into the package, into the paper, you know about employee table and department table. Why? Because I already specified here on the paper, right? So from there onwards, you can prepare your own SQL. Why? Because now you know the tables, employee and department, in form of the package, in form of the paper given to you, right?
Right.
Okay. You are writing the SQL here, okay. Here in the framework manager, I myself explained in a wrong way about employee table and department table. Just based on my explanation only, you are preparing the queries here. So, you prepare wrong SQL, we are going to get wrong data. In this case, the problem is there with you or with me?
So, with you.
With framework manager, right? Well, because here itself I did wrong. Just based on my explanation only, you are preparing query at Report Studio. So, we need to take much care while doing the models, while working with the framework manager. Okay, well, I can say this is a hard kind of thing for Total Cognos. Got it? Okay, I'll talk about this transformer a little bit later. Okay.
Before you go further down, I have one more question over here.
Yes,
earlier you said that the framework manager and transformer are Windows based. Windows based is related to the client machine where we install the Cognos onto the local machine.
Yes.
How would a web based or a server based will look at the framework manager if it is a client based from the server based? Are you going to?
Yeah, that I already told you that. From here we're gonna publish package to server.
Oh, you're going to publish the packages. Okay.
Publish to server.
Got you.
That package comes into server. That paper, as I given you the rough example, the paper comes to the server, and these are all server components.
Okay. So it resides in the server based only, that framework. Okay.
No. Framework, it resides in Windows base, Windows machine, but the output from the framework manager.
The published part of it will stay there in the server.
The output from framework manager, that is package, it goes to the server.
Is that a global framework can be created, or is that supposed to be only local to that particular report?
No. One package create multiple reports. For a particular business area, say for example sales, I'm gonna prepare a package and create all the sales related reports based on the package. For finance, I'm gonna produce one more package. Okay. Now, usually how the workflow in the projects? Usually we start with the framework manager and then do the models, publish package, and then start working with reporting. Why? Because if you want to work with the Report Studio, you need to have the source package published from the framework manager. So we work here first, and then we work here in the reporting. But for learning, we are going to learn in a reverse way. We are going to learn Report Studio at first, and then framework manager.
Okay.
Why in reverse way? Why in reverse way? Why? Because if you need to know how this Report Studio is behaving while preparing the queries. If you know that, then once we start the framework manager, I can give you the comparisons like, see, I am changing this property. See how it is reflecting in the reporting side. Like that, I can give you the comparisons. If you are able to grasp the changes, what is happening there at report level, then you can understand it easily, right? If I change something here, definitely that will reflect here. If you are able to grasp the reflections, what is happening there at report level, first of all, we need to know Repo Studio. That is the reason we start with Repo Studio, and then we come to the Framework Manager. Once we are done with the Framework Manager, then we will move on to Cognos connection. This is admin portal kind of thing, and not only admin, user options, admin options are there. My class, this is not for dedicated admins. We are going to cover the topics which are useful for a developer. Not only useful, we are going to cover more topics which are required for a developer, but not dedicated admin. Okay. And then I'll show you Query Studio, Analysis Studio, and Studio, and the new tools introduced here, Workspace, Workspace Advanced. Okay. We're gonna cover these two new tools also. This is my Query Data, Query Studio, Analysis Studio, other Advanced Repo Studio. We cover all these. Okay. And then I'll give you overview on this transformer, not in detail, overview. Actually, the license itself is different and the course is different, but in this course itself, I'll give you transformer overview on the transformer, how to create cubes. This is our agenda. The schedule is for 30 hours. Of course, that is everything depends on you only. If I feel like you are grasping quickly, then I am ready to finish it in 25 hours. If I feel some repetition needed, I am ready to stretch this to 35 hours. Otherwise, it's okay.
Okay.
And after completion of each class, I'll give you hands-ons. All those hands-ons I prepared based on my real-time experience. And you need to practice the hands-ons. You need to get the solutions for those exercises yourself. I'm not going to help you anymore in that area. Well, because if you try to get the solutions for those exercises, you will learn many things. If I start giving the solutions, it will be below 1 minute kind of thing.
Right.
But if you try to achieve the hands-ons, multiple tries, put there, do something, do some other thing, you will explore the tool, you will get a good handy with the tool. That is the reason I am saying I am not going to help you in the exercises. If I feel like you really worked hard, even though you didn't get that, then I'll give you a solution, not a problem for me. Okay, and our people will transfer the software to you, and our people will take care about the installations. That the software will be installed on your machines only. That is a full version, not like 1 month, 2 months trial version. You can work with the software at any time.
Okay.
Yeah, this is it from my end. If any questions, please don't hesitate to raise.
You mentioned about Framework Manager and Transformer, right? Cognos used to call, Power Play, right? What is Power Play then?
That is a part in these versions. Okay.
Oh, okay. So the earlier versions.
In Power Play, we have Transformer.
Yeah.
That in Power Play, actually, where is this? Let me open my another document which I used to take my regular class. See, this is EP7. Here we have Power Play. In this, different tools like Reporter Reports, Desktop Reports, and Transformer. But all these are outdated. Nowadays, also we are using Transformer. From Cognos 8.3 onwards, again they bring the Transformer. They are releasing the parallel versions. Okay, and
to work with Transformer.
Yeah, these are very old versions.
Yeah. I mean, I used to work with IBM, so at that time I used to work with Impromptu and Power Play, so that was 14 years ago.
Yeah, that is I'm saying more than 12 years back these tools are.
Yeah. Yep.
Okay.
Okay. Thank you.